Hello, it's me, Jess. Welcome to my channel. I'm here today with another channeled message. This is a specific message. It might resonate with you, it might not. Okay, so this really is a very specific message. I feel like it's only meant for a handful of people, but Spirit is saying that is no matter because this is a very important message and it is a potent message for those who are meant to receive it. I also want to point out, I feel like of the handful of you that this message really is coming in for, there are some of you where this is not a direct situation that you yourself are living in. This may be a relationship that somehow greatly affects you. I'm hearing family. So this could be like your family of origin that you were born into. Maybe this kind of thing was going on somewhere in that dynamic. So just take this how it resonates, but please understand that this really is a very specific message. Please don't try to make this fit your situation. Don't be side-eyeing people and trying to overlay this onto them. That would be an incredibly unfair thing to do. I feel like if this is your message, there is going to be a knowing that comes across here with it. Now, I'm also hearing the phrase truth bomb. Truth bomb. This message is meant to be a truth bomb. It is going to feel like a truth bomb. And I'm picturing the Tower card when I'm saying that. And you know there's that bolt of lightning that comes from the heavens. And I'm strongly feeling that, but I feel like that bolt of lightning really is this truth bomb energy. It is divinely guided, but it's almost like when this truth bomb hits, it's a bomb of like illumination. It's of the light. It's like it makes everything visible because the Tower, of course, takes place in that dark night. So something here was covered in darkness, like a thick darkness, where you just really weren't able to see the truth here of everything, yet there was like a kind of building that has been going on. So this is going to illuminate things and you're going to start to see the chipping on the side of the tower and the details maybe you didn't see before. Now, the other thing I want to bring up about that is tower for me, like actual tower energy, not the Tower card, not a tower moment, but the actual tower itself. This is something that has been built up over time. Like it's very layered. It's been a long-standing thing here, right? Whether that is like a psychological thing, because I feel like there was a faulty foundation here. There was like an original lie, some kind of original sin that wasn't seen clearly that encouraged somebody here or people here to actually build upon whatever this original lie was. So the Tower can be some kind of psychological construct of like, well, I just assumed that, this person was this way or things were this way, and that's why I was building here. It feels like there's an element of that, but I do think there's been actual building here in the material world, and to be honest, there's a domestic quality to this. I honestly think it's a relationship that's turned into a home, that's turned into a family, business, status. I feel like this has been very built upon here, but only because something is not being seen clearly, okay? So very potent message. With all that being said, let's go ahead and get into this message. Sorry for the long lead up. I actually want to say one more thing, just because of the sensitivity here of this message. You will know on some level if this is your message. Like I said, don't try to make it fit if it's not for you. I do feel like there's one group here where this is going to be this kind of aha moment, like here in the message, where it is like you were never looking at that person, like a certain person here through a certain lens. But once you do, everything starts to make sense. Things all start to click in, and it's like the final piece of the puzzle, right? It is like you weren't looking at a situation through a certain lens at all, but it's that aha moment, like, oh my gosh, that is what it is. I can't believe I didn't see that before. And everything's starting to make sense. And that's what's needed in this situation. This, the final piece of the puzzle that you can see everything very clearly. I see now. You've got to see it clearly in order for this tower needs to fall. It needs to stop like standing. It needs to fall. The dust needs to settle in order for healing energy to occur. And I think this is for more than one person wrapped up in this situation. There is a second group here where the knowing is much more like a part of a longer term process. So it could be that I'm introducing something here and you just can't quite get it out of your mind because you kind of sense the truth in it. But I'm not actually feeling that one so much. I think that with this more longer standing energy, I actually think that some of you have like suspected this to be the case or something along these lines, but in the back of your mind. And I think I think this thought would surface to the forefront of your mind, but like it's been like once or twice when it's actually made it into like your conscious awareness. And even then, I feel like there's a certain amount of like shame. I'm just hearing like, that's so outlandish, like that can't possibly be the case. Or there is some level of shame. Like that's for whatever reason that's potentially associated with even entertaining that thought, or if that thing was true or something, right? So much so that you really only allowed yourself to think about it for like a few seconds at a time before you were like, either, again, that's outlandish, that's preposterous, that couldn't possibly be the case. So you push it back to, the back part of your mind. But I think for a lot of you too, you sense the unfairness that I was trying to describe at the beginning of this reading, the unfairness that comes with trying to overlay this onto a person and acting as if that were the case when they weren't the one to insert that truth into the situation. Like, there is something deeply unfair about that, even though for some of you, like, that is actually the case. That is actually the truth here. So it's like you did have the truth that you needed, but you weren't allowed to believe in it because that the right person didn't bring it up. It was just something you felt bad for even assuming, and then it went to the back part of your brain, which kind of goes into the immense karmas that are playing out here in this particular situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's go ahead and get into this. Now, I am picking up here on a third-party situation, but not everybody necessarily has to know each other here. So I'm picking up that there's one person that is one gender, and then there's the other two people here who are of the same gender as each other, right? That makes sense. And I think, so of the two people that are of the same gender here, one of these people I'm going to call a karmic, okay? This person is in some strong karmic energy, and they have a lot of karma to clear up, and they're actually the source of all of the karma that has been injected into this particular situation, all of it, because it's their energy that is injecting these karmic energies. And I'm strongly getting there's betrayal here involved in this situation. There is some kind of upheaval. This is very like ambush, bolt out of the blue, wait, what kind of energy in the situation. There is schmegsual strategy going on here, something like very hidden, and there's competition energy that's been injected here into this space, but it's not natural here. It's been injected by this karmic individual in between what I want to call two soulmate energies here. Now, this karmic, okay, they're in this toxic karmic betrayer energy, and this might not be the person you think it is, by the way. Because I think part of the schmegsual strategy could be framing one or the other of these individuals as the betrayer when really it's like actually coming from them. But take that how it resonates. But this karmic individual, okay, they're in some karmic energy, but not for the reason that you think, okay? Because this person, the karma, the hefty karmas here, really start with a karma that they have to themselves. This is a person that owes themselves some kind of karmic debt. And it has to do with being able to own who they are, who they authentically, truly, really are. Because naturally, who they are would have them nowhere near this situation here with these two soulmates. But they can't admit that to themselves, and I think to their family, maybe to society at large, right? This person's keeping a secret here about themselves. And I think for most of these people, actually not most of them, that's kind of the crux of the message here. I feel this person is gay. But I feel this person, and that's part of the karma they have to themselves, because I think they were born into a situation, like a family, a culture, where they just were deeply not accepted, and they knew that they would be deeply not accepted in that part of themselves. So I really feel like for this individual, coming out of the closet and accepting that part of themselves was truly never an option. It struck such a survival chord here with this person. I think finances are somehow involved in this situation. There could be quite a bit of money here at stake. I think this karmic individual is actually very motivated. They're very like success driven. They want to be seen a certain way in society, but that's kind of a byproduct of the dream of living the happy, like what would make them happy, being in love with the person that they choose, building the kind of life, the kind of family that they want, and having that be like accepted and supported and loved by the people closest to them and by society at large. That was really robbed from them at an early age. That was never a possibility. And so this person stuffed that side of themselves, their schmegsuality, and their dream, the dream of what authentically made this person happy. They just had to imagine the trauma of that. Like it just, it was taken away from them at such an early age. And so they had to stuff that part of themselves down into their shadow self, their true authentic schmegsuality, which is tied to so many other things, right? Creativity, just your natural social interactions with people. So it really had an impact on this person's psychology and the way that they come across in the world. It made them very hyper strategic. And I feel like there's something about this person and the strategy that is involved and their sneakiness and stuff. It kind of comes across sociopathic or psychopathic. And for some, they say that sociopathy is built. Like a psychopath has there's a natural component to their brain, but sociopaths are kind of made. This person, for some, maybe this is the way this person was kind of made into a sociopath. But I feel like this person comes off that way. Like they're very cold in their emotional space. They're very calculated, but They're very still like magnetic because they know how to play it. That strategic quality here of hiding who they really are, it was built up over time by this element of their personality. So a lot of times they say sociopaths they grow up in like war zones or like, the ghetto or something where they're having to steal for food. Like it's the constant fear factor that like kind of builds it up. But I think here it's like the fear of being found out, the fear of being discovered, and how that's going to cut them off from their family and opportunities and love and respect and all of that. That has really, like I said, they stuffed this part of themselves into their shadow where it kind of just started to ferment, and a very poisonous flower grew, is what I'm hearing. It's very noxious. It's very poisonous flower. And it started to build up some kind of resentment. First of all, this is the source of some kind of deep amount of self-hate, because this person sort of, I'm hearing like when you're not allowed to voice these kinds of things, like that hate turns inward. So this person kind of feels like there's something wrong with you, like the negative self-talk, like there's something wrong with you, like, you're the reason why you're never going to have this that you want. If people found out about you, they would just be disgusted, or they would just never accept you, or like, it's this horrible negative self-talk on the inside. And then that has started to blossom into a resentment for other people. And I actually think seeing other people be happy or experience this genuine love or genuine chemistry, because I think this person maybe wants that more than anything. And who could blame them? They want that love, they want that union, they want that acceptance, but they don't want it to mean that they are not loved and supported and treated respectfully by other people. So I think this kind of seeing a genuine love or a genuine chemistry go on between two people becomes a sort of trigger here for this person. And I do think there might be a sadistic quality too, to like tearing it down. It's almost like this sadistic kind of off-gassing, psychological off-gassing in this person's brain to kind of destroy that for other people because they feel society has destroyed it for them. But they take it out on people, like these people kind of bear the brunt of what this person has experienced. And these people did not do this to this person. They just kind of represent what was taken from them. And so it's festered into this like hatred and into this sadistic quality, this hyper competitive quality, and this kind of looking for self and all the, like, it's a self identity. And that's where there's like kind of competitive nature that comes through here for this person. But again, not for the reason that you would think here. So I feel like, this, and I will say, because this person can't be with the person or have the kind of life that they naturally want, they've kind of resigned to the fact that they need to partner up with somebody, but just like in a fake way as a beard. It's not a question for this person. Like I said, it's a matter of survival. They wouldn't naturally be an asshole if they didn't feel like it was tied to their survival in some way. And so this person is kind of set out in order to get like the best beard possible for them. For some of these people, especially if they come from money, or if this person's very successful in like their career themselves, I feel like that person is going to be somebody socially acceptable, somebody who greases the wheels very socially, that kind of represents that social acceptance that this person doesn't naturally have. Somebody who's very well liked, by maybe their family or other people, potentially somebody who's very well liked by the gender that they actually do like, and potentially they can, I don't know, maybe do some threesomes or something. And again, this person is kind of the beard, but this person's also a very good kind of hook to get the kinds of people that they couldn't pull necessarily, because maybe they wouldn't be as interested in just like a straight homosexual encounter or something like that, So for some, that's the kind of person that they target and go after. For other people, it's more of like a cold checklist of, well, if I can't get the love and the life that I want, I might as well get the lifestyle that I want. I might as well be able to live in the place that I want, drive the car that I want. So it's somebody that can provide that to them on a very kind of checklist level, and they probably would have some kind of an arrangement or agreement, or they're fine like with their partner stepping out. I don't know like the exact setup here, but so they have a beard, but it's like a multifunctional beard. Like there's a quality here to that. I also think there's, again, this kind of sadistic quality of feeling like they've taken something from somebody that otherwise should have it all. Because again, this person feels the same way, and they're offloading that. They're putting that pain onto like this other person. But again, there's a pleasure in having this person believe a lie. I don't think that for a lot of these people, it's like, okay, you want to be my beard, because I think this person has seen this other individual interacting with a person that they know is their person. Like there's a strong natural chemistry. That's why this is a third party situation, and it's been a trigger. For some, this person even goes after people where they recognize that, because that's going on, if that makes sense, because they recognize that that person is desirable, and they don't have that innate attraction to the opposite sex. So it could be that, you know, they have identified a person of their gender that they are attracted to, that they hold in high honor in some way, and so therefore they trust that, oh, the person that they're attracted to must be like a desirable mate or a desirable partner. I'm going to go after them. You know, plus if I can take that partner from them, it means that I'm even more higher status than this other person that I'm somehow being compared to because we share a gender. You know, something like that. Like in society, it has to do with like rank or something, you know? There's another possibility here where it's like this karmic individual may be close to the person of the same gender that they are. They could even be like best friends or something. They don't have to be. They couldn't be literal strangers, but it's like they've seen in this person the person that they want, and they know that they can't have that person. So they feel like if they get with, in some way, the person that they know they have a natural connection with, that's the only way they can get that person's eyes on them in linked to attraction. Because it's like, oh, well, if I took your man or your woman, then I must be better than you. I must be more attractive to you. The person's whose opinion you care about most finds me attractive. So don't you find me attractive? You know, don't you want to be the third wheel? Like, do you want to have a threesome? But like, I'm going to get the name and the tax benefits and the, like, you know what I'm saying? It's something cruel and like evil, because this person, it's kind of like a way that they tell themselves, see, nobody really gets what they want. Nobody, like, real love doesn't exist. Like, I can't get what I want. Well, neither can you. And I do feel like there's some kind of cultural karma that's playing out here for these individuals, because it does feel almost like, I don't know, Christianity or like these traditions that are extremely homophobic and have made it impossible for these people to just exist in the way that they naturally are and to be loved and to be supported. They've almost created this monster that then they have to contend with. You know, people who are genuinely, like, naturally maybe fit into qualifications of this group. Now they have to deal with these kinds of people. It kind of reminds me of like in Lord of the Rings, how, you know, like the orcs, they once were elves, but then they got tortured. Like, I think this person was like, it's once they were an elf and then they got tortured, but it's not seen that way. It's not recognized that way. And it's like this person was made to carry some kind of like internal shame. Now, I hope that you know that I'm not saying that this is all gay people. It's definitely not all gay people. For sure not. I feel like this person, I just heard, was in the wrong place at the wrong time. They were just like born into this extremely maybe homophobic family, some kind of extreme extenuating circumstances where it was just like very much, it was made very clear to them that they were never going to be loved and accepted. Like, that's the quality here. That's the quality. And I feel like that's where, again, the karma that they have to repay with themselves is they have to work on advocating for themselves, loving themselves, come hell or high water, you know? And I think for some, it's like learning certain skills that it would require for them to be able to communicate this clearly. You know, I am who I am. And, you know, to maybe have the courage to give themselves a chance. Like, if they are from a place that doesn't accept this, maybe moving to a place that is, if that's a possibility, you know, and like building a family and surrounding themselves with people who are loving and accepting of them. And then that's going to heal their heart, and maybe their family will come around eventually, or maybe not. But I feel like a karmic cycle would still be broken there, you know, because there is some kind of karma attached between this person and their family. And it's like their family has become the cocoon that this person has to sort of push out for, because I think this person, they chose to incarnate in this way because this person, this soul, has like a history of not standing up for themselves or trying to conform, or but at the expense of themselves. And you know, this is a person with a soulmate. This is a person that is supposed to be somewhere in the world, and so then their kind of karmic lines are getting twisted here as well. So but because they weren't able to do that, because they were afraid, and this is linked to survival, okay? And I keep wanting to say that because when something's linked to survival, it's like an extreme fear, you know? It's an extreme fear. Then that's where this starts to unfold on and be put onto these other like two soulmate energies plates, right? Now it's kind of become their problem. And I do feel like there's a sense of like kind of group or cultural karma here that these two individuals don't even realize they're kind of representatives of, or like kind of, I don't know, wrapped up in somehow. So maybe they're yeah, because and I don't think it has to do with these individuals, because I don't think these individuals are the ones doing it to this person. It's just what they represent, like something here like that. But the other person involved, these two soulmates, like they had some kind of natural connection. They could have already been involved together as a couple, or they could have, again, just been in the courtship phase and there was a natural chemistry that probably everybody could pick up on, that there was just a natural, easy attraction between the two of them, because that's how this third-party energy is picking up on that. I would say it's probably almost, well, no. It's just a strong connection here between these two. But you've got one the person who shares a gender here with this karmic is showing up as a genuine, authentic, natural love interest, meaning they are being themselves authentically. The pull that they feel towards this other person is not manufactured. It's genuine. But I feel like, and again, this karmic may have money, so they may be paying people to involve, or they might be setting these people up to look like a betrayer, or I'm hearing insecurities. So they latched onto some kind of insecurities here with one or the other. And I do feel finances is involved here, and that might catch some of you off guard, because I think for some of you, this person is very successful in their career, but they kind of feel like maybe this is another element where it's like, even when they got away from their parents' home and like they maybe were like starting to grow in some kind of career, they felt like they could advance more in their career. This is maybe an extenuation of the same karmic lesson. They maybe felt that they could advance more in their career if they had some kind of heteronormative relationship on their arm, if they had a family, if they had something that looked palpable, like to other people. Like, this is a person who kind of did the math. And again, that the kind of partner they went after was maybe somebody that they felt like could schmooze or grease the wheels or be impressive and open doors somehow. Even if they weren't as successful as they are, but they had certain traits that they felt, could make them more successful. Because again, I think this person has they're trying to play the status game because society took away the pathway to genuine happiness for this person. And they would have been absolutely contented to live some kind of different kind of lifestyle. It's just, this is all fermented in this person. It's become very noxious. And I'm hearing the word justification. So it's become maybe a justification for being like a villain. They feel very justified in this energy. They feel very justified in this energy because of what was taken from them, like from an early age. It's very much like, see, how do you like it? But they're targeting people who were not a part of this family. And maybe they've made assumptions here about like these people as well. Again, because they fit into some kind of group. And I don't think it's true of these people. Like, I don't. I think, they're like, well, you would have the same thing, and so therefore you deserve it. For some, this person like targets people that are like very religious or of whatever mind like they feel, they were victimized by. But this person's not dealing directly. I also think maybe some people in this person's family would surprise them, but this is somebody who's not having the conversation. And that brings me to the karma that needs to be cleared up in this situation. They need to confess who they are to one or both of these people. Certainly if they're like married or in a relationship here with this other person, they need to be confessing that, and they need to explain why they did what they did, and they need to apologize so that, again, the puzzle piece can like be put together and there can be a strong healing that comes through in this situation for everybody involved. Okay. Because this is just, I'm hearing the word pain body. This is something locked in from pain. And I do think, again, insecurity and pain may be a vibration that one or both of these soulmates resonated on. They took a dip in their energy, and that's what put them into alignment with this other person. There could have been, I keep hearing financial. There's some kind of financial tie. So maybe one of these soulmates felt insecure financially, and they were trying to be a beard. They were trying to hide that. Maybe there could have been like a mutual using of like between people here as well. They were both using each other, but they were both not sure that they didn't realize the other person was using them in the way that they were, And that's why they became a match or something here. It's that beard energy of I'm trying to hide who I really am. Because for whatever soulmate, I don't think that it was homosexuality. It could be here that somebody is bisexual and is trying to hide that. But I feel like it's something financial, or they were trying to hide that in some way. So they were kind of both using each other as a beard here. And I'm seeing the Six of Wands. They wanted some kind of public recognition, some kind of victory here. Yeah, and that might even include towards this genuine soulmate energy, a public recognition of this relationship in order to wound this genuine soulmate. So there's a lot of karma that needs to be unpacked here in this situation. But it's like these two soulmates can't even begin to work on their whatever karma exists naturally between the two of them, because so much hefty karma was pushed towards them. I'm hearing the word spiritual attack. So it's not that this karmic was trying to spiritually attack these people. It's just that the forces that be, like the darker forces, just could see what was going on, like with each of these individuals, and kind of like introduced all these people, like kind of knew that this would be very combustible situation for everybody involved, because even this karmic person is not getting where they truly need to be and what they need for their own healing, right? So I'm being told, like, I think there's been a lot of pain here that you should absolutely process if this is your situation, but just seeing this through such a lens of compassion, like I really am. And you may have a person here who has genuinely become sociopathic, like they just don't have feelings, but they're very magnetic, and they probably are very successful. They probably, well, I don't know, because sociopathic energy can sometimes be impulsive, which takes a knock in the success department. But yeah, I don't know. It's made this person like cold, calculated, and strategic and competitive. And the way that they kind of find their value in the world isn't natural to who they are. So that's where that competitive streak kind of comes in, and that kind of almost sadistic off-gassing. It feels good to push that onto somebody else's plate here. So, but what I was saying is these two soulmates really can't work on whatever karma is natural between the two of them until this massive karma that's coming from this karmic gets pulled out of the situation, and this karmic needs to be the one to do it. Or I guess, and I'm hearing spirit saying like they gave this person a long off ramp. So maybe a lot of time has gone by. That's signified by that tower energy. They gave this person plenty of time to come clean. Plenty of time to do that because of the nature of this situation, because this person genuinely has been wronged and they genuinely have been wounded, and it genuinely is an unfair situation here. But you've got two other souls that are involved in this that are receiving negative karmic consequences that they didn't ask for and that they are unaware of. And so that cannot be allowed to go on anymore. So Spirit is casting light into this space so that everybody can actually see this for what it is. And this tower can fall. This karmic connection here that was formed, and I think was maybe very long-standing, can actually fall, because to see this clearly is for it to crumble, is like, and it induces some kind of healing crisis. The dust can settle. And now I'm seeing that sun energy come back in. The sun shines again, and it brings in the healing, and it brings in a new look and a new philosophy here, because these two soulmates may have genuinely participated in philosophies that denigrated other people. And that's probably part of their karma, is like coming up out of that energy and seeing that energy clearly, and the way it genuinely affects people in society, and the way it's affected them. Like, specifically here. So yeah, that's what is needed here. I know it was a very specific message. Like I said, I think it's only going to resonate with a handful of you. Some of you, you're recognizing that you kind of came from a family unit like this. I will say, like, I think part of the clicking in is like, if these two were in a marriage, like this karmic person and one of these soulmates that's the opposite gender to them, I think it makes a lot of things make sense in the relationship. Like, I think there was a lot of fighting. I think there was like, nothing that I ever do is like good enough, but it's because there's a resentment here. There could have been a lot of intentional sabotage. There could have been a lot of, defaming and stuff, because I kind of feel from this karmic partner towards maybe the person they were married to, that resentment towards them, and a lot of projection, because they kind of look at this person and they're like, ugh, we just parade around and, put on this show for like your family, and they don't like that this person is actually seen in like a positive light, because they are doing the things that society is like expecting, and maybe that their family does, and that this person is inclined to do anyways. Like, oh, well, we're just putting on this song and dance for your family. They think that we have like the perfect situation, and I hate that. Like, it's resentment, because this person feels like, and it's all on the back of my suffering and me putting on this facade and me pretending, and I don't like you and I don't want to be here, but you still get what you want. It's not fair that you get what you want. It's like that resentment. But in reality, this person is the one putting on the song and dance for like maybe their boss or their family as well, because like I said before, they kind of identified that was the dog and pony show they wanted to put on, and they didn't give this other person a choice as to whether or not they wanted to participate in that. They just sort of put that at them, and then they're projecting that quality onto them as if it came from them, but it didn't come from them. This person is being duped. They don't know any of this is going on. All they probably know is that it's very argumentative. They're constantly sabotaged. Nothing that they do is ever enough. There doesn't seem to be any genuine love here, like between the two of them, right? They don't know. They don't know that that's not going on. They're not trying to be a beard, like in that way, But I think there's a lot of that buildup. And again, some of you come from families like this, where it was just constantly fighting. Nothing was ever good enough. Like, one parent was trying to sabotage the other. And it could be that one of your parents, you probably know, like maybe is very successful, or comes from a certain kind of family that can cut a certain image, or has certain personality traits. I don't know what you would notice. But anyways, I'm going to leave that there. Like I said, very specific. Please do not make this fit your situation. If it's not fitting your situation, it was just coming through so strong. And like I said, I feel like this is a very potent truth bomb for somebody here. Very potent. What has actually, I think quite a lot has been built upon something that was always kind of a lie. Okay, so that's what I have. If that resonated, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Bye.